Hey, welcome back, everyone. We are back with another 2 versus 2 Battlezones game here on the channel. We are playing on the Glubinka map, which is one of the Jubilee DLC's maps here. I don't play on this one that often. I initially thought, as you saw, our spawn was going to be on the left side and we were going to push left, but nope, we are going right. Looks like it is split by the middle river here. We are playing as the Germans, and we did go random in this 2 versus 2, and looks like we did roll the support doctrine, which isn't a terrible doctrine. I do feel like it is a little less prevalent these days, just with all-around West and the all-around doctrine being probably the better of the two options for especially 1v1 and 2v2s, I would think, but regardless, it is still a powerful doctrine, although it has been nerfed a little bit over time. We started off with a recon squad going out to the right, and then we did get a grenadier squad as well, kind of going to the middle. We're going to cap the 1 point on our side, and we're going to set up a couple guys just to kind of fire down into the center for now, with one guy going into cap. We do have a British player, looks like, based on the infantry rushing up here. They are blobbed up. I'm going to try to get a nade off. Looks like he sees just in time and gets out of there. That would have been a very juicy grenade if we got lucky. And unfortunately, he does run off again. And we don't get a single one there, which is sad. But we did call in a second grenadier squad, and we are going to send them up to that point. And we're going to try to dig in the MG42 team on the ridge overlooking the center, as we do get some nice shots down there playing. It generally is both sides, but I feel like the Axis side might be a little bit better for that. The Brit player is decapping this right point, but with our secondary squad coming up, we'll try to get some flanking shots out into his guys that are in the field. I have no idea why the Recon MG42 is just crawling up and exposing himself, but that is not where I wanted him to be initially, as he is the farther of the two guys out there. Looks like the Brit player is spreading out, and there is a huge blob, as we can see on the minimap, in the center. But looks like they are kind of caught out in the river based on what we're seeing so far up there in the minimap. But do get a nice nade off. The fence unfortunately blocks most of it. And the MG42 on this flank is not in a position to be able to fire yet. We'll move him out slightly. And we are going to bring up a early 251 here. It's like it is just the Brit player kind of on this front. We'll make sure we split off some of these guys slightly, and just in time, as he is making a mad dash up here on us. We'll direct control this guy as these guys just crest and get absolutely gunned down by our 4 guys waiting in ambush. Looks like only 1 or 2 are still alive there, down to 1. And we're now able to kind of push these guys back further off this point. We're even going to dig in on the flanks here because it looks like that is their main avenue of approach currently. This is pretty good positioning from us so far. We've actually had very few casualties other than a couple guys over on this flank. I think very few in general this entire game so far. We're going to pull up the 251 and try to finish off the guys that are in the field. It looks like there is a half track rolling up as well. No, there's a guy laying on that foxhole, so I am going to throw a nade there. And I'm trying to see how far off the half track is. Looks like the Jeep is moving around, and the half track is taking up shots from that ridge over there at our 4 guys that initially ambushed his squad. He does have a reinforcement squad coming up. And we're going to bring in some Sturm Grenadiers with full loadout of STGs. Looks like our buddy was pinging an SG stand, and his half-track full of guys gets unfortunately obliterated. So that's slightly unfortunate there. And we're going up against the half track, and unfortunately we run out of ammo. Our driver dies. This thing is absolutely shredding us. And the gunner dies. So we'll smoke out, and we're going to try to get a couple guys in real fast. And just as we get in, he obliterates us. We tank all those shots just to get absolutely shredded there. So that is very unfortunate. So 251 is down, but with tier 1 up, we are going to bring in the Puma, short barrel Puma. I believe it's called the Stummel, or one of the Stummel variants. No, there's a half track 251 variant that's also called a Stummel, based on my research. But this thing used to be extremely accurate. It's a little less so now with a couple nerfs that it's had. I would have said a couple updates back. It's probably a little while now, truly, but a few updates back, it was actually probably even better than the Staghound, but this would have been the most direct comparison to the Staghound, in my opinion, but not anymore. Do put a shot downrange at the half track, and we do miss wildly. Switching over to HE just to see if maybe we can put some shells downrange, but that one also sails off the map. We did call in another 251. And we're going to bring up another recon squad as well here. 7.5 pack Puma gets a nice shot. I guess it's not really a pack Puma, it's a howitzer Puma. And we're going to reorient the recon squad, at least the 4 guys, minus the MG, over to the center to help cap. Get a couple boys over there. Half track is getting hit by, I believe, a Daimler. It is with Little John. So that goes down. It is still crewable. I don't think we'll recrew it, though. And I am going to pull the pack 7.5. I'm going to keep saying pack. The 7.5 Puma back. We are suppressing fire. I did do that command on the Willys Jeep, as it is kind of picking us apart here. So I was hoping we'd be able to decrew it, which it looks like we do. The Daimler is trying to finish off the half track. We do pull out the MG42 just before it does. We will at least get that belt fed up and running here, and just in time as it does go down. And we're going to attempt possibly to go for the Daimler, but he's a little far out. I don't really trust it. And most of my infantry here has just gotten absolutely shredded. So we'll pull up some Sturm Grenadiers and get them up just to kind of reinforce. This half track is absolutely shredding our guys, and it's allowing them to push into that point now. We do have a Panzerschreck here smoked out. We're going to try to get close enough to maybe fire a shot down at the end. I believe he likely has vision as shots start coming through this wood fence. He backs up and we just miss, which is so unfortunate. And I'm trying to run away, and we do get absolutely shredded. He's got a ton of infantry here. We're going to get up some more Sturm Grenadiers with STGs. Reoriented the 7.5 centimeter Puma over to the middle. There is quite a bit of infantry here and soft targets that we can take out, including, I believe, the SG stand, which is running away. And we do decrew that immediately. We'll spread out the boys, get them into some decent positions, send a couple into the center, and we'll try to put some shells into the smoke where I'm sure they are hiding. So that might be further back. Yeah. Flanking fire coming from up top of the ridge that we have is just phenomenal. Just shredding them here. Better positioning leads to more kills, obviously, so We'll now reorient the 7.5 Puma back over to this flank as the half-track is making a push up. We unfortunately cannot see the Daimler. Hoping to get some shots at least onto the driver from afar. Not the driver, but the gunner at the very least, but we don't do much. We're going to crawl these boys up as the Brit player is digging in further out now in the field. And looks like with one guy into the point, we will be able to neutralize it. It is a 2-2 cap advantage for both sides right now. Teammates been able to get far out into the southeast, it looks like, which is fantastic. And we are taking back the center as well. Half-track does stop. I believe we potentially crew stun it there with that HE shot. That one does destroy it. And I do see the little John coming up on the Daimler. Fast down the road, but we are just a bit quicker. I am holding shift and reversing and going 44 miles per hour. He pulls way up. We do have a couple Fausts. That boy is just a bit short. I was going to run over and grab the Shrek, but it is out of ammo. We do have another Faust here, though. We can at least try once more. Going to run around the burning half-track. We are in range, and he just goes below. Gets one of the crew, though. That's really unfortunate. But he is... Yeah, I was going to say he's backing up slowly, but he's still got speed, so I don't think we've done much to his tires. But we're going to engage. We're going to try it. The end of our range. I know he's got range on us. Miss our first shot, but second shot does hit him. We do take him out. We had called in a Panzer III to technically try to counter that, but we did not need it in the end. And we're going to bring the Puma back up behind this hill where we can just start laying shots down. Checking down range as well, just to see if there's any armor immediately. I don't hear anything, so we'll push up the Panzer III as well. We have not seen a Piat yet, although I would expect one. So I do have to be a little careful because there is kind of a hole in my lines between the center and here. So I don't want that Panzer III going down immediately. But we'll use the Puma to try to clear some of these fences and open up some more lines of sight where they're hiding. And it's doing a fairly good job at it. Because he's pretty much just hiding behind those fences on that backside of the point now. And we do get just enough to start flipping this cap, which is fantastic. So now with the cap in our favor, we'll slightly move up a little further. Not hearing anything in terms of Vix from the British player, at least on that quick look. He does still have plenty of guys around here, though, and we are just slightly overshooting with this Puma. And then we do see a medium come out from him. We are just slightly too late in reacting as the Comet absolutely demolishes us. So we'll pull back the Puma. Panzer III is going to go down, unfortunately. There's no way we'll even be able to repair this with the Comet there, as he does finish us off. And he's actually been able to neutralize our cap on this flank and turn it in his favor yet again. So what we had as a slight advantage for a couple seconds, at the very least, is now turned into a potential issue. There are plenty of guys still on the other side of this fence. We get a couple nice nades off to clear off a few, but he is able to just run right on up. We still have a very good position in the center. We are just, as we can see, gunning them down from our side of the ridge here. We have to be very wary of the Comet, though. And our teammate staying tough on guys, I think. Looking around, it's probably based on map positioning so far. Because even if they retake this right point from us, we still have the far left and the center. But I do like our teammate. You know, that's a nice gesture to remind them to keep an eye on the score. But with tier 2 here, I'm looking at our options. We could go with the 234 by 4. Would likely deal with that Comet very effectively. We could also go with the grill. But going with the grill would kind of count us out for the Jagdtiger, which I think I do want to play. It's been quite a while since I A, ran this doctrine, but B, actually went with the Jagdtiger. So we start taking some pop shots and run out of ammo right at the best timing. And looking at our options, probably a Martyr 3. Martyr 3 might do it. I'm looking at the terrain. I'm trying to see what would make the most sense. A Hetzer, maybe Stug. I'm checking pen values. Stug's got the same as the Hetzer. Martyr 3 is still seemingly the best choice. Panzer 4 could do it too from long range. But we'll go with the Martyr 3. Been running it a lot more lately. It just seems like the best option from long range. But it is a glass cannon. I mean, a 50 cal will absolutely destroy it. And look at this flippin' pathing, dude. I've had this happen other times on this map when I get this spawn. For whatever reason, vehicles just run right into this building. It is the most frustrating thing in the world. I don't know why. They need to do is just maybe move that building slightly. I mean, fix the pathing would be great, but move the building would also be cool. Anything to make it so my stuff doesn't just run into that and get stuck. I usually have to direct control it out of there. But it looks like the Comet is moving over to go head-to-head with, I believe that's a... yeah, it was a Hetzer in the center, which looks like it is hull broken from the Comet. We're going to go back onto this flank. We're desperately trying to clear off enough of his guys to, at the very least, just neutralize this. Make this more of a 4-to-1 cap lead. Because we are crawling up very quickly. We're already at 762, 764 now. It looks like the Comet is moving over. He was reacting to the Puma with that higher turret area, not even turret, but higher fixed gun. We are able to shoot over the ridge. We do track him, crew stun him, hit him again, and we do cook him off. So the Comet does go down. We'll see if we can just pull up far enough to take out this Willys, since they did reman it. We overshoot with our first shot. Second shot will set him on fire, though. So that is done either way. I will pull back the Martyr for now. No point in keeping him up. And we are going to send another squad out onto this flank. We're desperately low on infantry over here. And we also have to be a little wary of anyone sneaking kind of far right into the back and then behind us. But I don't know if our teammate is saving for something. He's kind of held up doing anything for the moment. And there's no new spawns from him. They've been able to actually get behind him and cap his point that he had for the longest time. So I don't know if he felt bad, or maybe he stepped away, maybe he did something, maybe he wanted to keep this game going, but he has effectively allowed them back in this game for however long that may be. Looks like we have a Churchill Mark V CS rolling up. So that should be the offensive... No. That is the irregular doctrine, I believe, for Brits. And he gets a nice shot on the Martyr. Thought I could go toe-to-toe with him. Could not. Was going to try to go for his turret before he shot, but that crew stun lasted a bit longer than anticipated. And now we're actually in a really rough spot. We have nothing directly that will deal with that. We could try to sneak up this Shrek, potentially, but it's going to be a pretty long sneak. Teammate has a Stug in the center, but he does have a KV on his on top of that ridge that he has to be wary of. And this Churchill's just going to start picking apart our infantry. So I'm trying to smoke out, spread these guys out as best as I can, provide some cover, and just try to buy time until I can end up getting a tank. I'm going to go with an MP tank. I still don't want to waste potential doctrine points on either the Grill or the Pack Puma. I do want to get the Jagdtiger. And I'm thinking potentially if I do lose this, I may get another one. Because it has, this Puma has proven pretty effective at clearing infantry. But we try to challenge the Churchill. We do miss our first shot. He's got way better range than us. I decided to just back off. It's not even worth it. The dual action steering is phenomenal though. The Grill would immediately take care of that Churchill if I hit. That shell's gonna do quite a bit, but again, then Jagdtiger is out of the picture. We're coming up on potential MP for a stew. We'd have to kind of sacrifice our infantry numbers for a little bit though. But a stew will absolutely take out a Churchill with heat rounds, as long as I get some decent shots. So I do think we will probably go for that. Should be up here shortly as he does finish off the Martyr. We'll pull back the tank crewman from the Martyr that was repairing it. And we'll put him in the stew once we do get it. And we'll continue to play chicken with him, getting far out of his range and trying to provide support for the boys on the point. We do grab the stew as soon as possible, and it looks like our ally has the Wesp, and he also bought an MP howitzer, so I guess that might be what he saved up for. He may have gotten an infantry squad as well in between there, but I could have missed that. Our guys on the point have been absolutely brutalized. He's got really no one left, and he is capping again. And he does have some guys on looks like the little hill looking down as well. That Churchill has just absolutely brutalized us, so I do need to deal with it sooner rather than later here. Do slightly wish our ally was maybe getting some infantry to push that far southeast point. It's kind of left his artillery kind of wide open to flanks here. But I don't know if the Soviet player may just not have the wherewithal to push that far or that hard. But that KB-1S is decimating his guys in the center. We're going to get two squads back out onto that far point, although they are tier 1. And I was going to go for the Churchill first, but I'm going to try to support him in the center by going for the KV. Looks like the KV might have a vision on us as he just started immediately backing off. We do take a shot that hits the backside. Doesn't look like it does any damage though. And the Churchill hasn't moved, so we're gonna try another shot real quick. And we just overshoot. Churchill's still not moving. We are okay, we'll back off. We're gonna take a second here to split off some of the more important units from the squad, including making sure we do ultimately take out the rifle grenadier and just use the rifle grenades directly dropping the Kar 98. And we'll make sure that we do reorient the 7.5 centimeter Puma to start laying fire, although we are backing up currently, which is a mistake. But we have range on the Churchill. He might have vision. We miss our first shot, unfortunately. And I'm trying to figure out how I can avoid hitting a tree here, because this is going to be very crucial. Second shot, hits a tree. And of course, he tracks us immediately. Phenomenal. Great luck for us. But he hits a tree, so I mean, Lady Luck gets it right back, but we do overshoot, and we're down to 3 heat shells now, which is not good. He hits us again, killing 2 of the tank crew. Doesn't kill the vehicle, though. And we get a shot on him to kill 3 of his crew. And I believe we may have actually tracked him as well. We get another shot off, doesn't do much. Gonna pull up a rifleman just to stick him into the tank, into the stew. Next shot does hull break him, so he is down. We're gonna immediately repair. Back over onto this flank for a second to just make sure we are slightly pushing up. And we'll pull out another squad to get them up as quickly as we can here. And the KV is making its long march over here to get our exposed flank. We have no AT nades, no Fausts or Shreks immediately nearby. Repair is not going to be done in time. We do have a Shrek a little further away along with a Faust, so we're going to try to run them over. And he shoots and goes, I think, through the back. I don't think that was HE. But we do get the repair off. We're coming up quickly. We get the stew oriented and we back up, and we're able to put a HE shot right into his turret, which stuns him, and then the Faust 60 cooks him off. Skill issue? I don't know, man. Maybe he aimed for the wrong spot. He should have had us. We were dead to right there. But we will take it. Lady Luck does provide when she feels like it. And now we have a Vet 6 2. We're going to keep putting HE shells downrange on the ammo truck and the Churchill. It likely needed ammo, but he also could have been using repair kits from it as needed, although he should have had full repair kits regardless. We'll continue just to make sure we're putting rounds down here because I want to buy time to prevent him from repairing, as we do get a tank commander. So I know he is repairing it. We're going to move up the boys as we can, as that reinforcement squad did make it in. And we are out of HE once again on the 7.5 centimeter Puma. We'll run him back to that zone that does have an ammo crate there. And we're going to start making our advance with the infantry into this point. We've nearly neutralized the cap value, and we do with that nade. We'll make sure we advance these guys up. I was trying to see if there was anyone that had MG ammo in their inventory, as it would have actually auto reloaded this guy, because they do share ammo like that if they are squatted up. But alas, no one does. We're gonna put another shell down range. We take out the ammo truck completely, kill a couple guys, but we do see the turret repair on the Churchill, so he is repairing it still. We did not get him completely. Another HE on it, doesn't do much. We're really not going to be able to full kill it with just HE, which is unfortunate because that means we're going to have to pull off the front lines here. And that's going to give him time to technically full repair this thing, how much time has passed. We do put another shell downrange, though. And we're going to start digging these guys in on the point just to get some better cover, considering most of it has been pretty much cleared here. And it looks like there is another squad rolling up as well. From him, so we will need to be cognizant of them as they come in. Looks like our teammate out on the far left has been able to recap his point, so we are back to a 4-1 hold, and we do have 10 new shells in the Puma. We did pull in a 251 just to kind of take position on the left of the stew, and the Churchill is back up. We were not able to prevent him from the repair, unfortunately. Missing a couple shots and not doing damage with a few others. Do hit him again, and we do kill a tank commander, although that could have been technically a guy that was outside of it, potentially. And he is back up and firing. At this point, we might as well pull the stew back, get ammo, get some more heat rounds, pull back the half track. And we are at tier 3, so we will immediately go with the Jagdtiger. Pull him out after his range nerf. He just doesn't hit as good, it feels, as he did before. Those 10 extra range shouldn't really matter in the long run, but you know, you do miss it here and there. But we'll get him up here as quickly as we can. We also pulled out technically the Vet 6 crewman from the stew to put in him immediately. We'll get him up to Vet 6. As the Churchill does take out our 251 yet again. 7.5 Puma can't seem to shoot around the Daimler carcass. Which is slightly tragic. And looks like there is an ISU pushing on the left flank. Hopefully our teammate can deal with that. He really only has to play for time and hold him off. We're at 864 already, so we are pushing up very quickly now. This guy is just tanking HE rounds. He will not die. Well, we also can't hit him for no reason. Well, I know the reason. Accuracy. But we still can't hit him. We'll immediately get this Vet 6 guy into the Panzer Jagdtiger. We'll recrew the other guy into the stew just to fill him up with one more man. Make sure he has at least 3. We're going to throw some smokes on the approaches up here. Just to kind of buy us some time with our infantry. Puma's heading back to get more ammo yet again. And let's see if we can finish off this Churchill with the Jagdtiger. I believe he is actually still tracked. We do lose sight of him, but he does fire there. Revealing himself. One shot sets him on fire, so he is down. Looks like we've got an infantry push on that right point again. You have 7, back up to 7 rounds from the Puma. We'll get some more infantry out onto that right side. We're also going to move over the stew to try to help, but we are ticking up very quickly. They really need to take 2 points at once. If they push the center, it could be good, but they need armor support in the center. Our guys that we set up in those foxholes way at the beginning are still there, so that's kind of been the downfall for their push. They haven't pushed it cohesively, and we've just kind of held very effectively. But between the Puma and the stew, we are absolutely shredding their infantry. Checking again to see if I can hear anything because the stew's side armor is exposed, but we do tick up, and this will do it. So, hope you guys enjoyed yet another game here. Thank you for watching as always, and stay tuned for more action soon. Appreciate it.